The rumor collapsed in a single moment. Just as the camera swept across the room, just as the spotlight shifted and everyone believed this story had quietly ended, Kylie Jenner appeared. Present, visible, and unmistakably there to support Timothée Chalamet at one of the biggest events of the year. If you want to understand what this appearance really means, what happened behind the scenes, and why this moment instantly shook Hollywood, stay with this story until the very end, and share your thoughts, because this conversation is far from over. For weeks, breakup rumors surrounding Kylie Jenner and Timothée Chalamet had dominated headlines. Entertainment blogs and celebrity news outlets fueled speculation after the couple was rarely seen together in public. The absence of shared photos, the lack of social media interaction, and the growing silence were quickly interpreted as signs of trouble. Search terms like Kylie Jenner-Timothée Chalamet breakup, Kylie Jenner relationship status, and Timothée Chalamet dating rumors surged globally. Many fans assumed the relationship had ended quietly, without drama or official confirmation. Then came the night that changed everything. An event meant to celebrate Timothée Chalamet's career achievements suddenly became the stage for a narrative reversal. As Timothée arrived looking composed and focused, few expected the story to shift away from his professional milestone. But moments later, Kylie Jenner was spotted at the venue, calm and confident, making no effort to steal attention, yet commanding it effortlessly. Her presence alone was enough to reignite global curiosity. Inside the room, the atmosphere shifted. Cameras caught a brief but telling moment when Timothée realized Kylie was there. A subtle smile. A pause that spoke volumes. Within minutes, social media erupted. Searches for Kylie Jenner supports Timothée Chalamet spiked dramatically, and the breakup narrative began to unravel in real time. What was once framed as distance suddenly looked like discretion. Sources close to the event revealed that Kylie's appearance was intentional. She wasn't there for publicity, nor to make a public statement. Her decision to attend was described as deeply personal, a quiet show of support during a pivotal moment in Timothy's career. In Hollywood, where public gestures are often calculated, this one stood out for its restraint. Throughout the evening, the couple did not position themselves front and center. There were no exaggerated displays of affection, no staged moments for cameras. Instead, there was distance paired with awareness, independence paired with connection. This restraint only intensified public interest. Was this a deliberate choice to protect their privacy, or evidence of a relationship mature enough to exist beyond constant validation? Midway through the event, another subtle moment added fuel to the discussion. As Timothy's name was mentioned during a key segment, cameras briefly cut to Kylie. Her reaction was instant but understated: applause, a look of pride, a quiet acknowledgement. It lasted only seconds, yet it was enough to reignite speculation and keep audiences watching closely. Pop culture analysts quickly labeled the moment a silent confirmation. No interviews. No official statements. Just presence. In today's celebrity landscape, where words are often dissected and weaponized, actions can carry far more weight. Kylie Jenner chose to show up at the exact moment the world believed she wouldn't. As the event drew closer to its end, anticipation peaked. Would there be a public interaction? Would they be seen leaving together? Cameras lingered, viewers held their breath. And then came the payoff. Timothée and Kylie were seen sharing a brief, private conversation away from the main spotlight. No spectacle. No theatrics. Just authenticity. Enough to confirm that the relationship was not as fractured as rumors suggested. For fans, the moment felt validating. Weeks of speculation dissolved into a single evening that quietly dismantled the breakup narrative. For media outlets, the storyline shifted instantly, from relationship fading to relationship surviving under pressure. And for the public, the mystery only deepened. By the end of the night, one thing was clear. Kylie Jenner didn't need to explain herself. Timothée Chalamet didn't need to deny anything. Their actions spoke louder than any headline. And the lack of an official statement only added intrigue, leaving fans wondering whether this marks a new chapter or simply confirms that their relationship has evolved beyond public expectations. Now the conversation is yours. Do you believe Kylie Jenner's appearance truly shattered the breakup rumors, or did it open an entirely new chapter of mystery around their relationship? Share your thoughts, join the discussion, and stay tuned, because the story of Kylie Jenner and Timothée Chalamet is far from over. And yet, what made this moment even more powerful was what did not happen afterward. There was no rushed statement from a publicist. No late-night post on Instagram. No carefully worded clarification designed to control the narrative. Instead, silence followed, and in celebrity culture, silence can be louder than any press release. In the hours after the event, fan footage, leaked photos, and eyewitness accounts began circulating online. Every detail was dissected. Kylie's seating position. Timothee's body language. The timing of their arrivals and exits. Entertainment forums and social platforms moved into full analysis mode, with viewers replaying short clips frame by frame, searching for meaning in every glance and pause. Keywords like Kylie Jenner Timothée Chalamet event appearance, Kylie Jenner supports boyfriend, and Timothée Chalamet Kylie Jenner still together climbed rapidly across search engines. What stood out most was the consistency of one conclusion: this was not the behavior of two people who had quietly moved on. According to insiders familiar with the situation, the couple has been intentionally stepping back from public exposure. The strategy, sources claim, was never about hiding a breakup, but about protecting something that had become too vulnerable under constant scrutiny. In recent months, every public outing had triggered intense speculation, forcing even neutral moments to be interpreted as relationship milestones or warning signs. Pulling away, they say, was a way to regain control. This context reframes everything. The absence that once fueled breakup rumors now appears deliberate. The silence that was read as distance now looks like boundaries. And Kylie's presence at this event, strategic in timing, minimal in spectacle, suddenly feels like a carefully chosen statement without words. Not an announcement. A reminder. Observers at the venue noted how composed both appeared throughout the night. Timothee remained focused, immersed in the significance of the event, while Kylie blended seamlessly into the environment. She was not seeking attention, yet her presence naturally drew it. This balance, support without overshadowing, was noticed by industry insiders who described it as intentional and respectful. As discussions intensified online, a new narrative emerged. Instead of asking whether they had broken up, fans began asking how they were making it work. The conversation shifted from separation to strategy. From distance to discretion. From speculation to admiration. Then came another development that pushed curiosity even further. Several days after the event, sources close to both camps reported a noticeable change in tone behind the scenes. Media outlets that had previously run breakup headlines began quietly updating their language. Phrases like on again, off again, and status unclear replaced definitive claims of a split. The shift was subtle, but unmistakable. The certainty was gone. And still, neither Kylie nor Timothee addressed the rumors directly. This restraint added a new layer of tension. In an era where celebrity couples often monetize visibility, their refusal to engage felt almost rebellious. It challenged the assumption that public curiosity must always be satisfied. Instead, it suggested confidence that the truth didn't need defending. For longtime followers of both stars, this moment also marked a turning point in perception. Kylie Jenner, often scrutinized for her relationships, was now being praised for her maturity and timing. Timothée Chalamet, known for guarding his private life, appeared more grounded than ever. Together, they projected a dynamic that felt less performative and more intentional. Still, questions lingered. Was this appearance a one-time gesture, or the beginning of a more visible chapter? Would they step back into the spotlight together, or continue navigating their relationship quietly? And most importantly, had the public underestimated the strength of a bond that refused to play by familiar rules? As days passed, fan engagement continued to rise. Comment sections filled with theories, support, and renewed interest. Some called the moment a turning point. Others viewed it as proof that real relationships don't always follow public expectations. What united both sides was agreement on one thing: the story had evolved. What began as breakup speculation transformed into a lesson in modern celebrity relationships, where presence matters more than performance, and where silence can dismantle the loudest rumors. And that is the real impact of that night. Not the photos. Not the headlines. But the realization that Kylie Jenner and Timothée Chalamet may be writing their own narrative, one that doesn't bend to timelines, trends, or public pressure. One appearance was all it took to challenge months of assumptions. Now, as attention continues to build and curiosity refuses to fade, the question remains open, not because it lacks answers, but because the answers are being revealed slowly, deliberately, on their own terms. So what do you think this moment truly represents? A quiet confirmation? A reset? Or simply a reminder that not every love story needs to be explained? Join the conversation, share your perspective, and stay connected, because if this moment proved anything, it's that the story of Kylie Jenner and Timothée Chalamet is still unfolding, and the next chapter could arrive when no one expects it. As the days following the event stretched on, the impact of Kylie Jenner's appearance only grew stronger. Instead of fading from the news cycle, the story deepened. Entertainment analysts began revisiting earlier moments that were once dismissed as signs of distance, now reinterpreting them through a different lens. What if the lack of public appearances was never about separation, but about survival in an industry that consumes intimacy? Behind closed doors, insiders described a relationship operating on a different frequency than what the public is used to seeing. Kylie and Timothee, according to multiple sources, have been navigating a balance that few high-profile couples manage to achieve: emotional closeness without constant exposure. In a media landscape driven by oversharing, their restraint became the most intriguing element of all. Search trends reflected this shift. Queries such as Kylie Jenner Timothée Chalamet still together, Kylie Jenner supports Timothée Chalamet career, and Kylie Jenner Timothée Chalamet latest news surged steadily rather than spiking and dropping. This wasn't a fleeting viral moment, it was sustained curiosity. Audiences weren't just reacting, they were reassessing. Industry veterans pointed out that this moment arrived at a critical time in Timothée Chalamet's career. With major projects placing him firmly in the award season spotlight, any personal distraction could have easily overshadowed his professional narrative. Kylie's decision to show up without turning the night into a spectacle was seen as calculated in the best possible way. Supportive, not intrusive. Present, not performative. Meanwhile, Kylie Jenner's own public image quietly evolved. Often portrayed as a figure defined by visibility, she demonstrated a different kind of influence, one rooted in timing and intention. Commentators noted that her appearance sent a message not just to fans, but to the industry itself, that she could command attention simply by being where it mattered most. As speculation continued, several media outlets attempted to prompt official clarification. Requests for comments were made. Sources were contacted. Yet the response remained consistent: no statement. The refusal to confirm or deny became part of the story, reinforcing the idea that this relationship no longer operated on public demand. This silence created a fascinating tension. Every new appearance by either star was now analyzed through the lens of that single night. When Timothee attended subsequent engagements, observers looked for subtle shifts in demeanor. When Kylie was spotted elsewhere, fans searched for symbolic details. not because answers were missing, but because meaning had become layered. At the same time, a growing segment of the audience began pushing back against the breakup narrative entirely. Online discussions increasingly criticized the rush to assume separation whenever celebrity couples choose privacy. The conversation expanded beyond Kylie and Timothee, touching on broader themes of autonomy, boundaries, and the pressure placed on public figures to constantly explain their personal lives. In this way, the story transcended gossip. What once felt like a simple question, "Are they together or not?" evolved into a reflection on how modern relationships are consumed by the public. Kylie Jenner's presence at that event became a case study in how a single, understated action can destabilize months of speculation without ever addressing it directly. As weeks passed, the payoff became clearer. The breakup rumor, once treated as fact, slowly lost its authority. Headlines softened. Language shifted. Certainty dissolved into possibility. And through it all, Kylie and Timothee continued forward, unaffected on the surface, unbothered by the noise. Yet the intrigue remained precisely because nothing was over-explained. Observers now speculate that this moment marked a recalibration rather than a reveal. A quiet signal that their relationship exists, but on terms that reject constant public validation. In an industry where visibility is often equated with relevance, this choice stood out as quietly powerful. Looking back, that night no longer feels accidental. It feels intentional. A reminder delivered without words, at the exact moment when doubt had reached its peak. The timing alone transformed a simple appearance into a defining statement. And perhaps that is why the story continues to resonate. Because it challenges expectations. Because it refuses to resolve neatly. And because it suggests that some relationships are strongest not when they are displayed, but when they are protected. So as attention continues to swirl, and as fans wait for the next development, one truth remains undeniable. Rumors may travel fast, but presence travels deeper. And on that night, Kylie Jenner's presence didn't just support Timothée Chalamet, it reshaped the entire narrative. The story is still unfolding. And if history has shown anything, it's that the next chapter may arrive not with an announcement, but with another quiet moment that speaks louder than words. What followed after that quiet reshaping of the narrative was something even more telling: time. Time passed, and nothing collapsed. No dramatic unfollowing. No cryptic quotes. No sudden leaks confirming a split. In the world of celebrity relationships, where endings often arrive loudly and publicly, this absence of fallout became evidence in itself. Entertainment insiders began to frame the story differently. Instead of asking when the breakup happened, conversations shifted toward how Kylie Jenner and Timothée Chalamet were redefining visibility. Several commentators noted that the couple seemed to have learned from the intense scrutiny of the early phase of their relationship. At first, every appearance generated headlines. Every interaction became a talking point. Eventually, that level of exposure became unsustainable. And so, the narrative goes, they adjusted. What many fans initially interpreted as emotional distance now appeared to be strategic distance from the spotlight. A recalibration that allowed them to exist without feeding the constant demand for updates. Kylie's presence at the major event didn't contradict that approach, it reinforced it. She didn't arrive with an announcement. She didn't use the moment to reset public perception. She simply showed up. That simplicity is what made it so disruptive. Hollywood has trained audiences to expect extremes, either total visibility or complete disappearance. Kylie Jenner did neither. She chose precision. One appearance, at the right moment, without explanation. The result was far more powerful than any exclusive interview could have been. As conversations continued to unfold online, fans began comparing this situation to other high-profile couples who attempted similar boundaries and failed. The difference, many pointed out, lay in timing and consistency. Kylie and Timothee didn't contradict themselves. Their behavior before and after the event aligned. No sudden change in tone. No mixed signals. Just continuity. That continuity mattered. Several days later, subtle industry signals reinforced this perception. At unrelated events, Timothee was described by attendees as relaxed, focused, and notably unbothered by personal speculation. Kylie, meanwhile, continued her public and professional appearances without deviation. There was no attempt to capitalize on renewed attention. No follow-up moment designed to keep the story alive. The narrative sustained itself purely on curiosity. This restraint frustrated some media outlets and fascinated audiences. Because when celebrities refuse to explain, the public listens more closely to what they do instead. Every decision becomes symbolic. Every absence intentional. And in this case, the message seemed consistent: the relationship exists, but it is no longer up for constant evaluation. That realization slowly changed how fans engaged with the story. Instead of demanding confirmation, many began expressing respect. Comment sections filled with remarks about maturity, growth, and boundaries. A relationship once dismissed as unlikely now appeared resilient, precisely because it refused to perform. The irony was hard to miss. The less Kylie Jenner and Timothée Chalamet revealed, the more compelling their story became. Not because it was mysterious for the sake of mystery, but because it felt human. Unpolished. Unforced. A reminder that not every meaningful connection needs to be narrated in real time. From a media perspective, this created a dilemma. There was no clear ending, no definitive statement to anchor future headlines. The breakup rumor had lost credibility, but confirmation remained elusive. The story existed in a gray area, one that resisted closure. And perhaps that was the point. Looking back, the night Kylie appeared in support of Timothee now feels less like a response to rumors and more like a line in the sand. A moment that quietly reasserted control. Not over public opinion entirely, but over how much of their relationship would be accessible. As weeks turned into continued speculation without resolution, the conversation matured. Analysts began discussing the broader implications, how younger audiences increasingly value authenticity over exposure, and how celebrity couples may be adapting accordingly. Kylie and Timothee, intentionally or not, became part of that shift. Still, curiosity never fully faded. Fans remain alert for the next signal, not because they expect a dramatic reveal, but because they've learned to read smaller moments. A shared space. A supportive presence. A choice to appear when it matters most. And that is what makes this story endure. It isn't fueled by shock. It's sustained by nuance. By the understanding that some answers arrive quietly, and some truths don't need repetition to be real. So when people ask whether the breakup rumors were truly shattered, the answer depends on perspective. They weren't denied. They weren't addressed. They were simply outgrown. One appearance did that. Not by confrontation, but by contrast. Not by spectacle, but by substance. And in doing so, Kylie Jenner and Timothée Chalamet reminded the public of something easy to forget in a culture driven by constant updates. Sometimes the strongest statement is simply being there. The story continues, not loudly, not predictably, but steadily. And as long as curiosity remains, so will the attention. Because in a world overflowing with noise, silence paired with intention has become the most compelling narrative of all. And as that silence stretched further, something unexpected happened: the audience adapted. Instead of demanding answers, many began to accept the ambiguity as part of the story itself. The absence of confirmation no longer felt like avoidance, but intention. Kylie Jenner and Timothée Chalamet were no longer reacting to speculation, they were allowing it to dissolve on its own. Media coverage gradually reflected this shift. Where headlines once leaned heavily on phrases like split rumors and relationship in question, newer reports adopted a more cautious tone. Words such as private, low profile, and intentionally discreet replaced the certainty that once defined the breakup narrative. This evolution didn't come from new evidence, but from the lack of contradiction over time. In celebrity culture, consistency is rare. And consistency, in this case, became the strongest signal. Observers noted that Kylie's decision to attend that major event aligned perfectly with a broader pattern, showing up when it mattered, and stepping back when it didn't. This wasn't withdrawal, it was selectivity. The difference is subtle, but powerful. Withdrawal suggests fear or avoidance. Selectivity suggests control. Timothée Chalamet's career momentum only amplified this interpretation. As his professional visibility increased, so did the stakes. Any personal drama could have easily overtaken his achievements. Instead, the focus remained largely where it belonged, on his work. Kylie's presence complemented that narrative rather than competing with it, reinforcing the idea that support doesn't always require proximity or publicity. Fans who once questioned the longevity of the relationship began revisiting their assumptions. Discussions emerged comparing early expectations with the present reality. What once seemed like an unlikely pairing now appeared thoughtfully navigated. The lack of spectacle, rather than diminishing interest, deepened respect. And yet, curiosity never vanished, it transformed. Instead of asking, "Are they still together?" audiences began asking, "How are they doing this? How are they maintaining relevance without exposure? How are they avoiding the cycles that have undone so many public relationships before them?" These questions fueled a different kind of engagement, one rooted less in gossip and more in observation. Industry analysts suggested that this approach reflects a broader generational shift. Younger audiences, increasingly skeptical of curated perfection, are more drawn to restraint than display. In that sense, Kylie Jenner's quiet support at the event wasn't just a personal gesture, it resonated culturally. It mirrored a growing desire for authenticity without constant explanation. That night now stands as a reference point. Not because it resolved anything definitively, but because it altered perception. Before, silence was read as absence. After, silence was understood as choice. And that distinction matters. As weeks turned into months without disruption, the breakup rumor lost its urgency. It remained part of the conversation, but no longer its center. The story evolved from speculation to interpretation, from rumor to reflection. Kylie and Timothee didn't need to rewrite the narrative, they simply let it age. Looking back, it becomes clear why that single appearance carried such weight. It arrived at the peak of doubt, when assumptions had hardened into belief. By choosing that moment, no earlier, no later, Kylie Jenner transformed a simple act of attendance into a powerful counterpoint. Not denial. Contrast. And contrast is often more convincing than argument. Today, the story remains open-ended, but no longer unstable. It exists in a space where certainty isn't required to feel real. Where presence, timing, and restraint communicate more effectively than declarations ever could. So when people reflect on that night, they're not just remembering a celebrity appearance. They're recalling the moment a narrative slowed down. When noise gave way to nuance. When a rumor lost momentum not because it was confronted, but because it no longer fit the evidence of time. That is the quiet payoff. Kylie Jenner didn't shatter the breakup rumor with words. She outlasted it. And Timothée Chalamet didn't defend his personal life, he stayed focused on his path. Together, whether intentionally or instinctively, they demonstrated a different model of visibility. One that doesn't chase headlines. One that doesn't rush closure. One that understands the power of showing up once, clearly, calmly, and without explanation. And that is why this story continues to hold attention. Not because it promises answers, but because it challenges expectations. In a world addicted to immediacy, Kylie Jenner and Timothée Chalamet offered something rare: patience. The next chapter may come quietly, or not at all. But one thing is certain: the rumor that once dominated